Some breaking news coming out this morning out of the NBA. Who better to break this down with us than Shams Charania, who is here. Shams, what do you have for us and some major news coming out of the league?
Sources tell me that Detroit Pistons superstar Cade Cunningham has been diagnosed with a mild collapsed lung, and he's expected to miss an extended period of time. The Pistons are not quite sure exactly how long it could be. Could it be a period of weeks? Obviously, the playoffs are about a month away. There is some optimism that he's going to be back for the playoffs, but this is a situation now, an injury that he's going to be fighting, rehabbing. The Pistons, their doctors, their medical staff, they're all going to work together to get more information in the next few days as far as treatment and potential recovery here.
I mean, this is massive news for the top seed out of the East. You're talking about a player that averages just under 26 points a game. I mean, this is big.
MVP caliber player. He's having a heck of a year, man. This is bad news. Unless he comes back within a week, if this is longer than a week span of rehab, this season's pretty much over.
It's going to be at least. I mean, it's going to be at least a period of weeks.
Yeah.
So a period of weeks. If I'm doing the math, we got about a month until the postseason starts.
Yeah, if that.
If they can hang on to the top overall seed, they play the bottom seed, waiting for the play-in game to play-in tournament to go to get the other team in. But so now you're talking about a number one seed without their best player. You said it's going to be a matter of weeks. Let's say best case scenario, end of first round, early second?
That's still not enough time, man.
I think, yeah, what the Pistons are hoping in a best case scenario here is that Cade Cunningham is going to be able to come back for the playoffs, right? And whether that's a little bit into the playoffs, the start of the playoffs, you know, the thing is with this is there's just some uncertainty, right? As far as next steps, treatment, how does that look like? And I think the good news here is that it is a mild version of this, but it is something that will be keeping him out a period of weeks.
And Danny, we talk about this all the time. Next man up, role players.
Yeah.
We were just talking about with the Lakers earlier. LeBron's age, you got to have the guys around him step up. Same question for the Pistons. Now, again, they're the number one seed out east. Cade's the star. Who are the others?
They have some good others, but they have nobody to recreate what he does all the ball handling. He does all the playmaking. They're going to be very much at a loss here. And even if he does come back, to play an NBA game and have the lungs to do so in the playoffs, he's not going to be the same version of himself when he does come back. So ultimately, if they end up playing a Charlotte Hornets in the first round, I see them going home. Like, Cade does too much for this group. They can't, with Jalen Duren, they have some other guys, but they have nobody else to play make. Maybe you have Karis LeVert, you have Dennis Jenkins there. You have some good guys that can play. But nobody is, and that's their biggest issue. They don't have enough shooting, don't have enough another playmaker. So if they don't have that playmaker or second playmaker, I don't see them keeping the top seed. And even if they do, I see them, if he gets back in the first round, that's going to be a struggle to get out of.
We'll have much more on this. It's huge breaking news. Shams just broke within the last minute. Cade Cunningham, Pistons star, expected to miss a few weeks with a collapsed lung. Again, the severity of it, you have to wait and see as we approach the end of the regular season. Much more on this story coming up.
Evan Canty and Michelle.
The Bucks want to shut down Giannis Antetokounmpo for the remainder of the season, but Giannis is refusing.
This is just another moment of dissension for Giannis and the Bucks.
He's a true competitor. If he's available, he's going to play.
We are Unsportsmanlike here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2. We are presented by Progressive Insurance. Hello, I'm Michelle Smallman. David Dennis Jr. in for Canty today. Evan Cohen with you, and joining us now, the man who broke this Giannis story yesterday, Shams Charania, ESPN senior NBA insider, in studio with us. Always great hanging with Shams. Let's talk about the Giannis thing right off the bat. What did you learn yesterday, and what does it mean for the future with these two parties?
I didn't learn anything as far as like new, because this is just another battle of dissension, disagreement between these two sides, because since the offseason, Giannis has essentially informed the Bucks, I feel the time is now for us to move on. The Bucks obviously have felt differently. They wanted to give it another go. They obviously tried again to compete and win this year, and it obviously has not worked out that way. Now they're at a point in the calendar where Giannis has had 5 separate injuries this year, and they have asked him to shut down. They want him to shut down. They feel it's best for him. It's best for the team, obviously, to prioritize his health, a higher draft pick. They're already losing with him, so why jeopardize his future? But Giannis wants to play basketball, and that's kind of the risk-reward. When they decided to keep him at the deadline, they knew he did not want to shut down. He wanted to play, and now that point in the season has come where it probably, for the team makes more sense if he shuts down. But he has told them, he's refused. He said, I don't care what you guys feel. I want to play again this season. And he's aiming to be back, whether it's in a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and play the rest of the season. But for me, this is just another tale. This is just another moment where these two sides just have not been on the same page. And it's obviously going to leave a lot of questions going into the offseason.
Would you describe this as contentious, or could it get contentious? Because it seems like both sides are pretty dug in on their position here.
You know, Michelle, there's a lot of words I think you can use for this situation. I think you can use, there's a T word I think you can use in this.
Tense?
Tense is one. Keep going, Michelle.
Tense.
Keep going.
Tense.
T
Okay.
word.
Keep going.
Toxic?
I think in a way. I think in a way it's been, there's been sometimes mixed messages maybe behind the scenes. There's been, like there's moments like, okay, we're gonna, the team telling the player, we could win a championship now. Like Giannis was sold coming into the year on championship contention. That's what John Horst, the Bucks general manager, the coach Doc Rivers, told Giannis, told ownership. And so when you set those expectations going into the year, and they're now they've been in 11th place most of the season, and so they have a lot of questions long term that they have to figure out. But obviously the Giannis one looms large, and I think over the course of last summer and now they just have not. This is a partnership over the course of 12 years that's been pretty solid. They've been on the same page. No one knows Giannis without talking about the Bucks. No one talks about the Bucks without talking about Giannis. They're one and the same. And so to see them now at the point where they just have not been able to get on the same page about winning, about the future, about him, it's going to lead to a lot of questions.
So what you said there about them selling Giannis on championship contention is so wild to me, because anybody looked at this roster knew this roster was not competing for a championship. So pardon me if I don't feel bad for Giannis for being sold a used car when the muffler was hanging off of it. But in terms of the end of this thing, where do you see it going? Like, how do you see this ending? And could this possibly be something where it can be, as toxic as it is, like a peaceful transition where Giannis goes to another squad?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's hard to know exactly how this goes, because technically he is contract extension eligible on October 1st. 4 years, $275 million. But I think the moment the season ends, there's going to be more hard conversations between these two sides. And the Bucks internally have a lot to figure out with their own stuff. And internally, they're going to have to figure that out. And then it's going to lead to more conversations with their star player. But they have open conversations on trades last summer where they talked to the Knicks for a period of a couple weeks. This season, they talked to Minnesota, Miami, Golden State. Multiple other teams. They sifted through multiple offers. They made counter offers. Offers were made. So it's not like it would be new news if they suddenly this offseason in June and July, as we get close to the draft, open it up again. I think it would behoove them not to see what else is out there. That's part of the reason why you wait into the offseason. You see, can you get any better in a trade? And so, I think everyone around the NBA is expecting that there's going to be more conversations here. This is not the end of the Giannis trade situation by any means.
Shams, what's interesting about all of this is, I want to be clear, when you were reporting this around the deadline, at no point did you say he was going to be traded. That never